Warning, I'm just having fun with old cars. I hope you get some tips and a good laugh from watching, but don't do what I do on your projects. What is up, everybody? You can't tell by my glasses and my hat. I've been working, and I wasn't gonna show you anything until I got done sanding because sanding is not exciting to watch, and I don't really like doing it. But just like most days that I do anything, it's kind of gone sideways a little bit. Uh, Most of you don't care. All of you, actually. None of you care. I got a late start today. I'm running very far behind to where I wanted to be. I screwed up my days of the week because my schedule doesn't make any sense. And I have less days to do this project than I'd hoped. So, that's great. Also, that's rain. So, in case you haven't noticed, I don't have any protection from rain. So, yeah, it's just one of those days. But, I have made some progress on the truck. I don't even remember if I told you guys that I was going to do this. But, let me come over here. Surprise! Door's not red and green anymore. And the roof is only half white. It's mixed, if you will. That's not gonna help me get monetized. Anyway, yeah, I'll probably somewhere maybe right now. No, right now. I'll insert the time lapse video I took, getting to where I'm at right now. Go. Okay, well, now that you're caught up to where I'm at, um, the wind is picking up, which means it's probably going to rain any second, which is great. Uh, the goal is to get the truck painted all one color. And if you've seen any of my other videos, or just scroll through some of the thumbnails, you'll know that my preferred method has become rolling paint on with a paint roller. And that was the wrong hand motion. Shouldn't have done that. Idiot. Anyway, just stuff blowing away. It's fine. Yeah, so I'm trying to get this thing prepped to where obviously my paint job's not going to come out great, but I'm trying to get it, good enough to get me by for a while. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I do still have a bunch of sanding to do. It's already like 5 o'clock. I've got some other stuff going on in the background that I keep having to step away to do. So, it's fine. It's just life in the big city. So, yeah, I'm probably not gonna show any more time lapse because sanding sucks. Obviously, I haven't touched this door or that side of the roof yet, or the back of the cab. I'm also not taking the bed off, so whatever. it's gonna look how it's gonna look behind the bed. It'll be fine, probably. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to work now that I've updated you guys, because I know you're just dying for an update that you didn't even know you needed to be updated on. Anyway, I'm going to clean my glasses and try to get back to work for a little bit. Hopefully, I can get something accomplished. And tomorrow, the goal for tomorrow is to get paint on it. So, we'll see how that goes. But, check in with you in a little while. Bye. Okay. I'm just about out of time for today. But, I realized I didn't really talk about any of the processes I was doing. So, most of it has been with my little electric DA sander. I also have the, Harbor Freight Chinese special paint stripper with the paint strip wheel. I guess it's a surface conditioning tool, but I got a paint stripping wheel on it. So, yeah, I'm going to do some of that now. So, there's a whole bunch of little stuff I got to get, but it's starting to look like that's going to be tomorrow's problem. So, this tool is great, but it makes a lot of noise. So, I try not to use it too much, but on something like this where it's got just a thin layer of paint on it, it does a great job of cleaning that up. So, usually once I do this, I'll come back with the DA sander, go over it all again. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Don't necessarily follow this as instructions, because if you go back and look at any of my other videos, you could argue I'm not very good at this, but it'll get us by for a while. So yeah, I gotta get cleaned up because it's supposed to start raining in about 5 minutes, and I got all my tools out. So I'll see you guys in the morning. It's me again. It's the next day. I have started working without you guys again. Mainly because I hate this crap and I'm not good at it, and I'm definitely not doing it the right way. So I don't want you guys to think that that's what this is. So I don't know exactly where I left off last night. That's how the yeah, that's how the truck looks now. I got yeah, I don't want to talk about that. You know, it's something. As my luck would have it, it is decided it's going to be cold again. Even though we had like 2 weeks of 70-degree weather, which would have been perfect for this. That's not the case today. It is 48 degrees right now, and you should not be painting in 48-degree weather. But I'm committed now, so I can't really let this thing sit like it is. So, yeah, I'm gonna roll this thing back and hose it all off really good, and then wipe it down. And gotta try and warm up some cans of primer. I wish I had roll-on primer, which is probably a thing, but I don't have it. but I do have 3 cans of spray primer, which is what we're going to use. And here comes the wind. It's perfect. Exactly what I didn't need to happen. uh, yeah, anyway, I'm going to roll this thing out and rinse it off and maybe let it sit in what little bit of sunlight there is. Maybe warm up. And then when I get it back in, the main thing I had to do today is around this window and like around the door frames and stuff. I did not do a good job, but it's all sanded-ish. So, anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. I'm going to back it up and rinse it off and let it sit in the sun for a little bit, and then we'll roll it up and tape everything off and see if we can not make it look like complete garbage. It's probably what we're going to do. Anyway, I just thought I'd update you guys, even though you probably don't care. Yeah, so that's where we're at. I'm not going to show you. I'm not showing a bunch of this stuff because it's just really boring. But this paint stripping disc on the little die grinder, you can use an Air one or the Milwaukee one. Where are my other tools? Wire wheel on a 4.5-inch grinder. I use that to get a lot of the paint chips off from between the drip rail and the window because it's a very narrow area. And it's like real narrow. And some of you might be thinking, you know, the truck was white before you screwed it all up. And honestly, between the first time I owned it and the last time, it got 2 different paint jobs. One of them black, one of them white primer over the black, and the white did not stick. Whatever, it is what it is. It's part of having a bunch of people have their hands on something. My dad reminded me of something pretty funny last night, that this thing has not been one color in its entire existence in my life, which is, not something to be proud of. But you'll probably already have seen, I think in the thumbnail I'm going to put the photo I have of it when I originally got it, which was 16 years ago now. But that was pretty funny. Also, a little disappointing in myself, at least. That's fine. It's fine. Yeah, so like I said, I'm going to back this thing out, rinse it all off really good, and then let it sit in the sun for a bit, and then we'll get it masked up and try to get some paint to stick to it. So, thanks for hanging out, and I'll check back in with you. Whoa, this just snuck right out of me. I don't know. I'll check back in with you later. Sorry for being me. Okay, I'm back. The weather has not improved, and I did not put any primer on the truck like I said I was going to, because I'm not going to try and spray paint primer on when the wind is blowing like crazy, which you can probably hear, so sorry about that. However, this is, I don't know where you're at, this is the paint. It's what I use to do the front clip, which there is a video about that. If you don't want to watch this one, that's fine. But if you read the can, it actually says it's fine to put it on bare metal. So we're just going to do that because rolling it is going to make a lot less of a mess in the current weather. As you can see, I can't keep anything where I want it. So, like I said, I do have another video on this, but I had done zero research and had zero information before starting, so I just kind of went for it. And what I found out after posting the video and getting a bunch of very helpful comments is I should have thinned the paint out, which if you read the can, which I didn't do because I'm not very good at reading, it says you can thin it with mineral spirits or acetone. I did not do that, so that netted me a little bit of a textured surface. Obviously, I'm using the hood of my truck as a workbench, so I'm not too worried about it being a show quality deal, but I'm going to try thinning it this time and seeing how it comes out. There's a bunch of conflicting information on how much to thin it. I had a few guys that commented tell me to do like 50-50. Had a couple that were 2-to-1. The can actually says 5% max, and that sounds like math, so I'm probably not going to do that one. But basically, what I have is a very crappy paintbrush because I'm cheap, and the dollar one sounded better than the $5 one. I have a big roller for doing like the roof and stuff, which is designed for smooth surfaces. You probably can't see that. That's fine. Just get the one for smooth surfaces. And then this is what I used last time, which is like a foam deal. And it seemed to work pretty good. So we're gonna reuse that for some of the smaller areas. I masked the truck off, which you guys would have seen in a time lapse. Didn't do a great job, but I don't really do a great job on anything. So we're just gonna send it. I have a used paint tray. Should have a clean one. Don't. Not gonna go buy one. So just the way it goes. So I'm going to hold on. Where's my stuff? This is what's left of the can that I used on the front clip. So we're gonna use up the rest of that, and then we'll start on the new one. I'm a little bit worried about covering up the black on the roof, but I really don't want to spend the time to sand it all the way down like the doors, because the doors were 3/4 of the way done when I started, because I started on those like 4 years ago. So that's fine. If anything, I don't know. If it doesn't work out, we'll do something different. But we're gonna try it. I'm very worried about the paint on the hood, so I put this nice piece of paper down. You know, stepping my game up around here. Not really. Also, I bought this cup at Walmart. This is the wrong kind of mixing cup. I was looking for the ones that have like the breakdown of like measurements and stuff. They didn't have them, so this is what I have. I believe what I'm gonna do. This is just don't do this, okay? But it's what I'm doing, so we'll find out if it works or not. I'm gonna use 20 ounces of paint. and 4 ounces of acetone. That is less than 2 to 1, but more than 5%, if I did the math right. I don't know. Maybe it'll help. Maybe it won't. It's supposed to make it lay flatter, which will be nice. But if it doesn't, we'll survive. As long as it sticks to the truck, I'm really not that worried about it. Also, this paint's been sitting around for a while, so I'm gonna mix this up, and it'll probably go by faster for you. And then we'll start mixing paint and acetone. Okay. We have roughly 20 ounces of paint in the cup. Now we're gonna put roughly 4 ounces of acetone. Nope, that didn't work. Oh God, I have made a mess. That's probably gonna screw up my paint. Everything's going fine. It's fine. That's close enough. Now that I've ruined another spot that I'll get to fix. I will say, the nice thing about painting your car like this, you just keep a can of white spray paint around. Just touch it up whenever you need. So we're gonna mix this up real good. I can tell that 3 or 4 ounces went a long ways in thinning this, which is what they say you want, I guess. I don't know who they actually is, but yep. So I'm gonna keep mixing this, and then I'll set you guys up. I think we're gonna start on the roof, because that's gonna definitely need the most paint. So yeah, I'll see you up there, you know, when we start doing something. Okay, here I am. Here's our paint. I would say, generally speaking, probably shouldn't be laying stuff on the where you're about to paint. It's fine. We're just gonna assume we're gonna use all of this. And yeah, there's nothing to it but to do it, I guess. Just looking at this, I feel like we thinned the paint too much, so that's good. Probably should have started in the front, now that I think about it. It's got a lot of bubbles for some reason. I don't remember that being the case last time. Let's try a different roller. Because this one I'm not very happy with. Okay, foam roller, that's the way to go. Don't use the other one. So, now we know. We're learning together. Okay, I think we're gonna call it for the first coat on the roof. Uh, it looks okay for, uh, this. Uh, so, yeah, I'll kind of move you guys around and time lapse the rest of it. And then, yeah, probably update you then. We're gonna end up having to do a second coat, I can already tell. So, yeah, I'm gonna get to work. You guys just hang out, I guess. Or skip to the good part if you want to. Uh, to each their own. Okay, you saw the time lapse. I'm gonna do a very quick update because I'm cheap and I want to mix up the rest of that and use that roller for the next coat without having to clean it because I'm cheap and mostly lazy. But you can see, obviously, I don't know if there's a way to do this without getting some texture in the paint. You can, it's the nature of using a roller, I think. It's just part of it. But it came out, so far it's coming out okay. It's definitely, I'm hoping 2 coats is enough. I hope I even have enough paint for 2 coats. It's taking a little bit. Oh man, this cold weather has my nose running and I hate that. And there's also the loudest truck in the world over there. But yeah, I was able to get a couple coats in all the areas where I had to use a brush. So my nose. The cheap paintbrush, don't do that. It was dumb. I knew it was dumb. I did it anyway. I paid for it. I was able to find this in my stash of stuff. It doesn't work very good. The best method I found with it is to get it full of paint and then dab it wherever you have to use a paintbrush. But the foam roller is the way to go. If you get it too thick, it tries to bubble. So you just got to roll it out, and if it starts to bubble, just roll it over a few times. It seems to lay out okay. I'm kind of rushing because I don't want this stuff to dry, but I'm not gonna film it. I'm gonna throw a second coat on all this stuff. Hopefully I have enough paint left, and yeah, we'll let that set up after that and see what it comes out like. So far, it seems like it's going to be as good as the front clip. I don't know if it's going to be better, which, whatever. It is what it is. It'll be a good, 75 footer if you squint and stand on one leg, maybe. So, yeah, I'm going to get to work, and I'll check in with you guys once I got all that other coat put on, and we'll find out how bad it is. Okay, well, you may have already seen it, depending on how I edit this video. I don't know what I'm doing, but there it is. It's white. Looks a little bit like a refrigerator, but yeah. There's, hold on. Let me spin this around and show you some of my less than quality work. So, hang on. First off, let's say that if you stand here and you squint your eyes real hard, that sucker's mint. But yeah, for the first time in, I don't know, 20-ish years, at least 16 for sure, it's all one color. The paint's so wet, it's got runs in it, so that's fine. Oh, now that I'm done working, the sun is going to come out to show you the refrigerator texture in the paint. So yeah, that's how it looks. The rubber on the windows all needs to be replaced because the previous individual painted it when they sprayed the white primer on it. But yeah, I'm doing a very bad job of filming, but that's what she's gonna look like for a while. So kind of my conclusion on the roll-on paint deal. I do like doing it because of minimal mess and minimal having to mask, and if you're like me and you don't have an inside place to do things, it's a decent option. You could definitely make it nice and smooth and get a decent paint job out of it if you wanted to spend the time to do it. Surprise, I'm not doing that. The whole thing with me painting this thing is it's not intended to be permanent. There's still a lot of metal work and stuff that needs to happen at some point. So that's why I'm just kind of trying to get halfway decent paint on it so I can drive around and not be as ashamed of it. So for that reason, I'm pretty happy with the results. It does have some texture in it. So a lot of people, like I said earlier, a lot of people told me, trying to get out of the sun. A lot of people told me on the last video I did doing that method that I needed to thin that paint up and it would lay smooth like you sprayed it. Maybe it's just the way I did it. It's very possible because I'm an idiot. But that was not my experience. You guys saw how I thinned it. It seemed to not cover as well that way. Why is there so many birds? Anyway, it did not seem to cover as well that way, and I don't think it laid any flatter, personally. It's probably me. I'm sure I didn't apply it correctly or something, but I would say just mix that stuff up in the can good and go to work. Don't bother trying to thin it or anything. It'll cover better and you'll get basically the same results, at least if you thin it like I did. So it's all good though. I'm still stoked. It is nice to see this truck finally like this. Most of you don't know this, but this thing has not. I've been messing with the paint on this truck for literally probably 5 years. I've never had it all one color, at least not in a very long time. It kind of was when I got it and it was primered white, but all that paint was flaking off like immediately. So yeah, I'm pretty excited overall of how this thing turned out. It's still just a beater. I don't intend on making it super nice, probably ever, unless I win the lottery or something. And even then, it'd probably be cheaper to buy a new truck, if we're being honest. One that's in better shape. But anyway, it's all good. I'm happy. The neighbors might be a little happier now that it doesn't look as bad. I'll tell you right now, if you look at it from the end of that driveway, you'd probably say, man, that's a pretty nice truck. Especially if you squint your eyes. Yeah. If you squint, it's mint. So, yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, look at it. I think it's a pretty good looking truck. And honestly, don't take this personally, but my opinion wins in this. Because I own it. So, yeah. If you have any other advice for the rolling the paint on thing, I'm open to suggestions because I'm sure this isn't the last time I'm going to do it. But the method I used in this video nets you about the same results as just pouring it straight out of the can. Granted, I used the same, maybe it's the roller I used. That foam style one, maybe that's not the best. It's definitely better than the regular style paint rollers. So yeah, again, it's not a how-to video, but that's how I did it, and overall I'm pretty happy with the results for what I was going for, other than the runs that I showed you. So yeah, I've rambled on a bunch. I don't really know how this video is going to go because I tried to skip a lot of the boring stuff like sanding and stripping the paint off and all that stuff. So if it turns out bad, I'm sorry. If it doesn't, I hope you hit the little thumbs up button or thumbs down if you feel the need. That's fine too. Don't forget, First link in the description will be my little Shopify store. I got hats on there. If you're interested. If not, I understand. Kay's Corky Creations, which is my wife's pottery, is also in the description. She does have custom, I screw this up every time. Custom Rusty's Speed and custom coffee mugs. She also has all of her regular stuff, so you can check that out. And I appreciate all of the new subscribers and all of the support I've gotten on this channel. That is the only reason this truck looks like this right now, because I guarantee you I would have lost motivation while it was taken apart and probably left it that way for at least a few months. So thank you guys for pushing me to get work done on my hot rod. I have some little tinkering to do to get it to run better, which will probably not be on a video, but we do have some exciting stuff coming up now that the truck's kind of getting wrapped up, and it directly involves this old girl. So I'm excited to get started on that thing. I have been wearing out my credit card trying to get parts here so I can start working on it. So yeah, I appreciate everyone who watches, and bye. Appreciate you watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe. See you on the next one. I'm back. Shelby was feeling left out. Thought I'd throw her into the video. She's been watching me work and film like a little creep. So now she's in it.